My name is Duffus. I'm a father, actor, producer, film director, entrepreneur, and a man of the people. So what made me want to get involved in the creative industry? When I was young, I've always had dreams of being like an actor, kind of just being, a star, and everybody wanted to be a star. I used to think I was Michael Jackson, used to do all the moves and all that kind of stuff. I always knew myself, I'm going to be out there one of these days. So it's always been something that I've always kind of had knew in my bones that was going to happen. So when I was young, I was getting myself in a little bit of trouble, and I decided to change my life around. And by laws, manifestation, prayer, whatever you want to call it, I met Penny Wilcock and started to make films from there. I first got into filmmaking in 2007. I was in a bad situation in 2006, and I said I need to change my life. I had thoughts of making a movie. I was inspired by Bullet Boy, Paid in Full, all these films that I was watching. I was thinking I could tell a story about, where I'm coming from and the experiences that I've had. I was looking into it. My mom's cousin, Vanley Burke, he's a photographer, famous photographer. So he introduced me to a lady named Penny Wilcock that was doing some research in Birmingham about making a film about the streets. I sat down with her, had a conversation. Next thing you know, I was in the game. I was helping out first. I was a script consultant, and then when the film was actually written and was doing auditions, I was helping out in the auditions, and she gave me the lead role in it. So yeah. That's how I came into the film industry. Me actually getting into the film industry, when I first met Penny, we sat down, we had a conversation at a pub. I remember vividly, we was talking about my dramas, my this, that in life, the children, the mothers, how I came up. And a few months later, she came up with, it was called a one-pager. So when you make a film, you have the first act, second act, and third act, introducing the character, the drama that happens, and then the ending. So she came with that and she showed me what she was going to do. And then a few months later, she came with a script, and then she got the script commissioned, and then we shot the film exactly about a year later, 2008 summer. During that time, I was just script consultant at first, and obviously she did all the auditions in Handsworth. So I was helping out. We just basically just production, helping out just in the area and helping out with locations and doing all sorts of different stuff. So on there, the auditions, there was nobody to play the lead, Flash, for the other actors to interact with their lines. So I took it upon myself, means I knew the script. And Penny says from that day, go ahead, you might as well take the lead role. To stay in the game and to stay creative and stay an actor, I had to practice my craft. So I did lots of stuff. I just wanted to be in the industry, so I did all sorts of stuff. I was working on productions. I used to work with a production company called Rebel State. So they did music videos. So they did music videos for Jay-Z, Rihanna. We did Naomi Campbell's 40th birthday party. But I was just learning what goes on behind the scenes and how the actual filming process works and what actually goes into it. Because like I said, I only had one experience from the one day. So for me to remain or just to master my craft, because that's what you have to do. If you learn something, you have to master it. Just to find out the ins and outs of the whole game, not just the acting part of it. When I was doing the behind the scenes work, when I was working with just doing the run up and down or whatever, not with the production and all that, we used to get a little change and different things and that, but it wasn't no big work. And my next big pay job after that was, I think, Line of Duty. So that was BBC. There's a series called Line of Duty. That was my next big pay role. It wasn't even big pay, but it was that was a decent paid role. You get me? That was work. Between one day and Line of Duty, I did loads of different things. I was all over the place doing a whole load of different things, just learning the game. Like I said, whatever set I could be on, wherever I could pop up, and I'd pop up just to get the experience of being on set. So yeah, and then we did a documentary. So in 2000, I think it was 10. Penny was approached by somebody that she was doing research on, doing research for the film. One day before she met me, she was doing research on the other side of town, because I come from Birmingham, and when I was younger, there was two notorious gangs, Burger Bar and Johnson's. I grew up on the Handsworth side of town, and the guys that she did the research, they grew up on the Johnson side of town. So one of the guys from the Johnson side of town, he must have got a pass. Some of my guys seen him in town, they could have beat him up. But they said, let him go. And he was thinking, why can't we just live like this? So we approached Penny, and Penny hit me up and says, can I have a conversation with the guys that I grew up around? At first I was a bit skeptical about it, but I thought, you know something, I've got children growing up in the community, so we have to do the right thing. The skills that I needed to play the roles, I was given through life, because I think with acting, you have to be able to draw from a real life experience to give the correct emotion and have the correct feeling. So if you don't know it, that's why sometimes you watch things and it's a bit, or it doesn't feel a bit right because that person doesn't know that actual feeling or emotion. So I think I watched one day the other day and I hadn't watched it for ages, and I think that's why I kind of did so well, because I knew all the emotions and how all of that felt from first-hand experience. In the creative industry, it's very important that you network, because this game is not a business of what you know, it's a business of who you know. For example, in 2014, we made a film called The Intent. So when we shot The Intent, that was just a conglomerate of people coming together, putting money together, and basically shooting a movie which rivaled Superman and Batman on the iTunes charts. You know, that became, like, I think it became up number 3, and then they shot number 2, and that became number 1. But that was just due to networking and, you know, looking in my DMs and what at the time was Facebook messages, and connecting with people, and like I said, always giving people a chance and having a conversation with people. Communication is key in this business, and it's not what you know, it's who you know. Yeah, so in developing the script, the first process is a one-pager. So the one-pager consists of the 3 parts, or the 3 acts, I should say, and that is the beginning, middle, and end. So you'd introduce the character and the characters, and then the second act would be getting into the mayhem, and then the third act would be how they get out of the mayhem, or whatever happens in the film. Yeah, so that's a quick basic way to do a one-pager for a script, and then you build on it, and then from then you build on the one-pager. So you do the first bit, then you do the second bit where you just add, like, you get me, it's like the body, you get the first bit's the skeleton, the next bit's the flesh, and then the ending's the skin, when you just polish it up and get it right. That's how I kind of see it in my mind when I see it, but that's exactly how you do it, and you just build it up till it's a full script. And you'd like, when you have a script, they say like 90 minutes, or it's a minute a page basically, so one page can sit, well, that's what they call a minute. So you'd want your script to ideally be, if it's a 90-minute film, around 90 pages. Learning about filmmaking, I think there's no other way than on the job. I learned about scripts through reading them and having to read them for my parts in films, so I understood how it was. And I had Penny as well, that's always kind of explained to me what she was doing and the process she was going through when she was doing whatever she was doing. So, and I've just took it in like a sponge. So in life, I've come to realize sometimes you have to do some stuff that you don't want to do. But then I was questioning that earlier, sometimes you just got to do what you want to do and chase the dream. And that's back to what I was just saying, you have to chase the dream, you have to, you know, be focused and be on that same track and do that if you want to get to that goal. If you divert from that, then you're not taking the steps forward to reach the destination. Like I said, the journey is the journey, man. We're trying to get to the destination, you get me? So that's how I have it in my mind. I have goals, and, you know, I hit them, targets. And sometimes you can't put no time on it. Just make sure you're taking them steps in that direction, and you'll get there eventually. In order to have success, it's all about focus. It's all about, there's no L's in this journey to success. It's all about learning, you get me? That's the only L's there is. You're just learning. As long as you're learning from everything that's happening, and you get me, developing from everything that's happening, you'll end up where you want to be, and that's successful. So it's just all about just going hard and focusing, and you get me, having tunnel vision and seeing it through till you get to where you need to be.